Today's box card is the Nativity box card.
Merry Christmas!
The Nativity box card is from the Yuletide box cards set from svgcuts.com. They did things a little differently from what I did. They made this whole color, or this whole card in this one color. They didn't use any patterns. The whole thing, the box, everything was this one color. And the layers are the characters. Even the back one right here is a layer. The back one has all of this cut out in there, but they've also cut it out in that color. Plus there's another layer inside here. And also they, instead of using a pattern, they embossed the paper, and I couldn't really find any patterns. And I looked. In the past, I've used patterns, and I just couldn't find anything that would work for this. And so I just decided to use the same color and to emboss the paper as well. And I used this embossing folder. And it's not like the one that they have, but I think it works just as well as what they used. And I like it. And the reason I also, besides only having a couple sheets of this color, I wanted to make this the box because you don't see a beige stable or whatever this is. And you know, it would have wood or some kind of brown color, so I thought craft paper would probably work better, and I think it did. So I also used silver glitter for the angel and silver glitter for the star, and for a piece of gold glitter for the star as well. So this is the way I decided to make it, and I'm going to show you how I made it. So I'm using my Sizzix Texture Boutique and my embossing folder, and I'm doing one at a time because I didn't want to put in all three of those layers, and I don't think I could have fit all three of the layers in there, but I didn't want to put them all in there and then have them move around as I'm trying to close the folder. So I just decided to do them one at a time. These last two pieces I did at the same time because they were small, so it made it easier to just go ahead and put them in. Okay, so these are my pieces. I've embossed these on time lapse, as you saw, and so here are my craft paper, and here's a piece of chipboard for one of these layers, and here are my what do you call this? Off-white, beige, tan, I don't know, colors. So I'm going to start with the back, I guess. And I'm going to put all these things aside. I'm going to keep this piece out because that one's going to go in there. And I'm going to keep these up because I'm going to put those on there. So I have this that's going to go on this piece, and all of these can go over there for now. And I've got the angel, I've got my star. So this goes on first because it's going to go directly on here. Now, this being a nativity, I was searching for what kind of a button would work because, you know, it's a nativity. It's not really a typical Christmas card that would have like a Santa Claus or something, because it's a little bit religious. But I did find a couple buttons that have angels, so I can use those. I'm already making a mess. I just started. Okay, just slide it around. Okay. Let's get my paper towel. Okay, and this piece is going to go right on here. I struggled to find a pattern that would work, and I just couldn't find one. I have one pattern that worked for this card for several years, and this year I guess I just decided to try and go as much as I can with the patterns that they used on SVG cuts. And so I just decided to, I don't like to go with exactly the same patterns that they use because I like to be a little bit different, but I don't know, something made me feel like going with their instincts was probably better for this card, because I don't want to, with the Nativity, I don't know if I'm going to offend anybody by using a certain graphic, because, you know, there's no snow in Bethlehem. There's no, like, Christmas trees because, you know, baby Jesus and all. There's no, you know, anything to do with Christianity, or not Christianity, Christmas, like Santa Claus and stuff. It's all to do, more to do with Christianity than it is to do with actual, you know, Santa Claus. Because that's, I mean, Santa Claus is part of Christmas, but there's this other aspect of the holiday as well. So it was kind of hard for me, and luckily I have these two angel buttons that I can use. Of course, I'm only going to use one, but at least I have options. Okay, and this star is in 3 pieces. There's your cross. Which is supposed to be part of the star. Which I guess represents the North Star. Okay. The second piece goes right on top of this, so I'm just going to, because they're a little thicker, I'm not going to go all the way around the piece like that. I'm just going to go in the middle. I'm going to line it up with those on the top, but I just want to put it in the middle. And then the third piece is a little gold star, and I'm just going to a little bit of glue, and then this goes this way. Okay, I'm just gonna not touch this. I'm gonna let it dry the way it is. Now I'm going to do the second, or the one that goes in. This is the one that goes in the front. And this one is going to use the shepherd and the lamb. Oh, and these two guys, the wise men. I think that's a lamb. And then also the thinner piece, So I'm going to go with this piece first, and then I'm going to put that on. I have these pieces, or animals. And I'm going to put the chipboard on first. These fold out forward on this card. Normally they'd go inward, or towards the back, but this card is a little different. And I didn't go edge to edge on this one. I just went the same length, or the same exact size as this. I just copied this piece of for this, piece. I just basically copied it and then just changed the color so that I would know that it gets to be cut with chipboard. This one I want to center exactly, or as much as I can. And I can just put the glue directly on here. All right. Oops. And I thought about doing chipboard, going all through, this height to cover this guy, but this doesn't really, it's not that heavy, so I don't have to worry about it drooping. Because it's only got one very light piece. This this cardstock is only 65 pounds, and if it were like a glitter or something, maybe something that had like 3 layers or whatever, then it would be heavy, but this is not heavy enough that it would cause it to droop, so I don't need the chipboard on that one. And then here's this piece. I'm just going to go ahead and put this on first. The placement doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which I place where or at what point. Like this doesn't have to be put on at the very end after I put the box together, because this is going to go on the outside, but the flaps are going to be glued on the inside. So I got my little lamb. And when I cut these in Cricut Design Space, I duplicated this whole layer, and then I took a square and then just made it a rectangle and just went across here so that it hit this line, and then I sliced it so only these pieces came off, and then I deleted the rest. And I gotta be careful because this is not white, but it's It's close to white, so if you have like dried up glue on your finger, it will come off and dirty up your paper. If it were like a dark, like a red or dark green or something like that, or black or whatever, it wouldn't be as noticeable. Okay. Okay, and that's it for these pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and put the middle layer in first. So this is going to sit right here. So when I put it in, I want to make sure that these are lined up with the bottom. And then this pushes up against this inside here. And then just flip that over and glue. And I want to make sure it's touching the bottom. I don't know if you can hear my dog snoring. And then just fold it over and repeat. And my dog is deaf, and I don't know, she's 16 years old and she's lost her hearing. She's got cataracts. So, and she doesn't come when I call her because she can't hear me. But somehow she senses when I'm eating something that she might want. Okay, so this piece is going to go here, and I'm just going to do one side at a time like I did the middle layer. I just want to make sure it's lined up with the bottom. There we go. And it's just got to cure before I can feel comfortable enough to, well, I can actually, as long as I'm holding on to it, just flip this up and then put glue on here. Just go down. Kind of came up, but that's fine. Okay. And now the last thing is the message center, or message area rather. They're both sides clean, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. I seem to have misplaced my Zots, and I see them. Just 1 second. All right, so I have my Zots, and I have to figure out where am I going to put this button. Should I put it right where the angel is? I think that's probably a good place to put it. An angel button on the back of the angel. And that's it for this card. And I mean, you can see it from the front, but that's fine. Somebody will take it off and then they'll remove the Zot and it'll be fine. So it folds both ways, folds flat both ways. And these can stay out or, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. Here's an issue. I have made the envelope and I have my this is the thing I hate about curved envelopes, is that when I have to fold the tape to put it on here, it ends up coming off like this. So that's one reason I hate these, especially when I'm selling these cards and then I have to send them out. And then I have to go like this until I can figure out how to get it all the way back on, and hope that it doesn't unravel in transit and then accidentally seal the envelope. That would be my worst fear. So it's basically the same as all the other envelopes. You just fold these in, glue, place, tape, and then you put the card inside of the envelope, and that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.